Sorcerers! Josh here again. I didn't realize set releases were going to be so controversial. So here we are on Saturday making another video. Obviously we talked about the big deck increase and what that, potentially means for the game and my thoughts about it. But then after I got that all up, the creator himself decided to enter the Discord chat and make some comments. Now, I don't know Erik. I've never met the man. Don't know, anything about him other than he made that video game that everyone loved, or at least some people loved. I don't know if everyone loved it, but apparently it was very successful. So, and it's all I know about him is, some of the things that people say. So just the rumor, I guess, that he can be a bit of a troll at times, I guess, is what some folks say. So, but I, don't know anything about it. But he did make some statements. And also apparently he's a bit of a wild card. And after what happened yesterday, I think that might actually be true. Erik got into the main Discord chat on the main Sorcery Discord and the general channel and made some statements about the deck increase. Specifically, he stated that, over time it's inevitable that there will be power level increase, that we will see increased deck consistency because of a greater card pool. It just happens. And part of the reason they're raising the deck is to mitigate some of that, because when Erik made this game, he wants a game that's very high variance. That was his words, exactly. High variance, which doesn't typically make for a competitive game. But they have been clear from the beginning with the Kickstarter, this game isn't really designed for competitive play. That wasn't their ultimate goal. Not to saying that there won't be competitive play or that type of thing, but the game is more designed for a casual experience, which means high variance. That's what they wanted. That's what the game was designed to be. Now, the thing that he then said after that is that the game is designed from the ground up to be unfair and splashy. And that if he loses too many games in a row versus a very consistent and competitive deck, measures will be taken. Now, I think that last part was kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, him just being, kind of funny. But a lot of people have latched on to, well, not a lot, but some people have latched on to that word unfair. And those who are especially hopeful to build a competitive environment, a competitive community, some of those folks are very troubled by that statement, that the game is designed to be unfair and splashy. Now, I think that the word unfair may have been a poor word choice, and not unfair in the sense that, we're playing with loaded dice, but in the sense that he wants there to be twists in the game where someone is able to come back and really twist a game around and maybe even eke out that win. That's what I think he may have meant in choosing the word unfair. And again, when people are making statements off the cuff, a lot of times they choose a word and then, people put their own value to that word. Now, some words are pretty straightforward, but, wording matters to people, especially in the environment we are in now, with everything being microanalyzed. Every time you make a statement, especially if you're like a public official or whatever, they analyze it. And those of us that are devoted to this game, we're analyzing that statement, unfair and splashy. Now, the reason I'm interpreting it the way I am is because of unfair and splashy. So he wants those twists. So that's why I don't think it's that he wants a game that, is completely unbalanced. That's not true. I mean, we have been playing Sorcery. We have been playing it at competitive events. We have done that as a community. The folks that have put together the Spring Social and Quarterson Cup, that have put together Sorcery Con, the stuff that happened at Gen Con, all the hard work that Ira has put in to make those things happen. They're being played at a competitive level. Then we've got the TTS League, which I admit I don't play on TTS. I just don't like the format of it. I don't know. The program itself drives me bonkers. But people are playing it competitively. So he designed the game to be unfair and splashy from the ground up, which means alpha and beta was designed that way. And we can kind of see some of that, right? Chaos Twister. Card I loathe because I hate to be a judge that has to stand there and make the call. Okay, did you follow the rules? Because we're all following the rule. You get one blow, 1 foot above. Don't move your hand. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so, that card I think is unfair. It makes a demand of a person in a tournament environment that I think is weird, that being able to go matters. Really? No. That's strange for a competitive game. But I kind of think that's maybe where he was going with this. I do understand, the concern and how that was worded, especially if you're taking it literally, unfair. He wants the game to be unfair. That I just don't think is true. But I will say this, and this is important for all of you out there who are dedicating time, who love this game, who have put in a lot of work to try to, make it competitive, to create competitive events, who plan to still put in all that work. This is not going to be a game that is 100%. This isn't chess. This isn't checkers even. It's not that simple. Not to say that chess is simple, but it has a very defined set of rules that are unbreakable. The pieces move this way. That's it. End of story. We're not going to see that. That is not the goal of Sorcery. If that's what you're thinking, I'm going to say something that I have never wanted to say. This game probably isn't for you in terms of what you're seeking competitively. Now, if you're looking for a casual experience, or perhaps a more casual experience, or a more casual competitive experience, Sorcery's for you. But if you're looking for that high level, super competitive, clearly defined, this is the meta, this is what you must play, that isn't the goal of Sorcery, guys. And if that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place, it seems. Well, it seems pretty clear based on what Erik is saying. But I want to express that I think that the idea of high variance is very positive. I have not played a card game, and you guys all call them TCGs. They're CCGs, okay? They're CCGs. That's what they were. Collectible card games, not TCGs. You all want to, fine. I'm old. It's CCG. That's what it is. So I lost my train of thought because I went off on an old man rant. But anyhow, that was it. Yes. So the reason I like this idea of high variance, of making it so that this game isn't chess, is that this community that has been built around this game so far is much more relaxed. And that's what I like. The reason I left the CCG realm is because I was tired, so tired, of judging events with people who questioned every little thing. Every little issue was a problem, and it drove me up a wall. I came back to Sorcery because I saw a game that wanted to, in my opinion, come back to that. This is a game. It's for fun. Yeah, make it competitive. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of competitiveness. But at the end of the day, it's a game. That's all it is. We all have real lives that we all have to go live. That's just how it is. This is for enjoyment. If for some people, highly competitive hobbies are what they want, again, we're back to the point. Sorcery is probably not for you, because we're going to have a competitive environment that's laid back. That's what it is. I personally want to ban Chaos Twister at every competitive event that I organize, that I help with, whatever. Folks disagree with me. They want to leave the card in. Fine. I will abide by that. So, that's what we have to accept. Erik is the designer. He wants the game to be unfair and splashy, which in my mind really means high variance, entertaining, sometimes hilarious. Because when the Chaos Twister goes off and, it does something bizarre that you just don't expect. There was one poor gentleman, I hate to call him out, but I'm going to. He Chaos Twistered a ghost ship. And the ghost ship landed in the void. It's fine. It's a ghost ship. It can be in the void. So, that's a weird, funny thing. Some of that goes to knowing you probably shouldn't Chaos Twister a void walk minion if there's a lot of void on the board. But, those are the funny things, right? And just so everyone knows, he swore off Chaos Twister after Gen Con. So, but that's funny. That's entertaining. And that is what Sorcery is going to be, I think, at its heart. So, for those of you who are upset about what was said by Erik and any of the additional follow-ups, or those of you who are upset about the increase of the deck size, or perhaps the combination of both, which I think is really the key, right? We can argue about 50-30 independently. We can argue about Erik's statements independently. But the combination, I think, has really, really shaken folks in the competitive community. Because they're putting in a lot of work. A lot of work to create these awesome events. And to have the game creator kind of come out and say, high variance game, unfair. People start, we get this deck increase, we're already upset. The timing of those two things together is just, it's really got some people emotionally charged up because they love the game. And I can't express that enough. How everyone that I have met in the Sorcery community loves this game. And big changes like this are going to cause people to be emotional. But, like I've said, let's get Arthurian Legends. Let's play 50-30. Let's see. Let's see before we make those final judgments and cash out our chips. Let's do that, right? That's all I've got for today, guys. But that's what I would encourage you to do. Yes, he made some statements. Maybe you don't like them. Maybe the game and what you're hearing from Erik, the person who had the dream, maybe you don't like where his dream's going now. Or you didn't quite understand where the dream was going in the first place. But I want you to stay. I want you to stay, because even if we don't get to chess, we're going to be a little bit below somewhere, and you're going to have fun. That's what I just want to express to any of you who are thinking about leaving. You are leaving a wonderful community. So weigh that. Because here's the thing. I've not played a CCG in a long, long time because of what they were. And because the one I loved most, Decipher Star Wars CCG, was taken away from me by Lucasfilm. So just really think about it. let's see what happens. If you don't like it, go, you know. We all have to make those choices. I can't say we won't miss you, but, you know, because we will miss you. And, you know, we're not a lot of us. There's not millions of us. So, and I just want more people playing the game. So that's it. I think I'm rambling. Talk to y'all later. Keep on contesting the realm, and try out 50/30. Give it a shot, guys. Talk to you later.